happen. Um,
Mhm.
well, I think it's part of a demand for some hypothetical radical equality. I mean, it is the case that some people are born, we're all born with different advantages and disadvantages, and some of those are linked to our ethnicity and our race from time to time. And there's an attempt to, at least in principle, level the playing field, but it gets very dangerous when you try to equalize the outcomes and when you enter the realm of guilt by group. That's a catastrophe. Everywhere that's ever been instituted, it's just a complete catastrophe, because exactly the same thing happened in the Soviet Union and in Maoist China. Your family, your father in particular, but also your mother, they and many Koreans in the 1990s, when things fell apart so catastrophically, there was the emergency reemergence of free enterprise in some sense. It was illegal, highly illegal. But tell us what your father and your mother did to survive.
So as you said, like, in the 90s until then, so in North Korea right now, you cannot own cars, you cannot own houses, everything's private. So no private property in North Korea. You don't even own your stuff. Everything is state owned. So therefore, trading is illegal. That is a you are committing a crime. But after the 90s, the Soviet Union collapsed. People had to find their own ways to survive outside the North Korean government. So the regime created this ideology called the Juche ideology, self-reliance ideology. So they told the people, okay, you alive on your own. We are not gonna give you public distribution. You just figure out on your thing. Then like how do we figure out one thing? We don't have freedom, we cannot even trade. So people started getting into this thing called the black market. But
Right.
often
So
black market.
simultaneously, so what was happening in North Korea simultaneously was that the centralized government distribution system collapsed completely when it was no longer subsidized. And the North Korean government decided that everyone was now on their own, while simultaneously making any ownership and any trade whatsoever illegal and punishable with extreme punishments. So you were on your own, but forbidden to do anything that would get you out of your condition of starvation and privation.
Exactly. I like now I'm thinking back, people said like, oh, what were you allowed to do in North Korea? I literally sat down one day, like, what was I allowed to do on my own? Literally just breathing. That is the only thing that I was allowed to do on my own. The regime literally tell you what to read, what to listen to. They even send you prison if you dance in a wrong way. If you wear jeans, they say it's a symbol of capitalism, they send you prison. If women wear like skirt, like pants, sometimes they say, oh, you gotta women have to wear the skirt. And if you watch wrong movie, and even the haircut, they tell you what kind of a hair. It was a funny joke for the Westerners. I cannot believe in North Korea you have to follow the haircut line, the guidelines. That's how controlling the regime is. They intervene every aspect of your life, and literally, when there are some times when we have even electricity, they would give us this radio that we cannot turn off. We can lower the volume but can never turn off at home. So they force us to listen to this propaganda
Right.
blasting
And it's stuck
every
on
single
one
night.
channel.
Yeah, no,
And
there's
and
only one channel.
you can't move the station selector to listen to anything else. That's illegal as well.
Yes. And that's the thing, like